Hi, this is a short introduction to our front page for the virtual learning environment for Gateshead Adult Learning Services. So here's my initial home page. This is a Mac using Safari, but it looks pretty much the same once you get into the virtual learning environment front page. So we'll get there now. In mine, I've got my bookmarks and I've got my projects, so a virtual learning environment takes me to my Gateshead Adult Education site, because that's what it's called. If you save it in your bookmarks, it's not called Virtual Learning Environment Gateshead or anything like that. So we just click on there to call up what's called the front page. Now this is very similar, if not exactly the same as you will see in Windows, apart from the top grey bit here, of course. But this window underneath the Safari menu bar that's at this blue background with white foreground is exactly the same on virtually all operating systems. A minor exception being the iPad, which loses some features such as the clock on the right here. But that's a technical issue that hopefully will get resolved by Apple at some point. So here's our main front page, and here you can see the main construction of the page design. So you've got your header bar along the top here with your logins on the top right. It's where you get to enter your username and password once you're given an identity as a user, and all staff and tutors will have those. Learners will be given those per course when they enroll. You have the menu bar here, and you've got home to take you back to this front page. You've got a little about us, which is generic information available to the public. This whole front page as it looks now is what they will see. We may do a redesign, but the content will be broadly the same as you see now. So we've got who the Adult Learning Service is, what we do, and so on. Clicking on those will take you to those pages. Contact us allows you to get information on how to get in touch with the Adult Learning Service in Dryden. Various means to do that are shown. Zones, which is particularly of interest to us, we have tutor zone, learner zone, and staff zone. So in the tutor zone, if you hover over that with the mouse, you will see the sub-menu dropping down there with all the course categories, followed by, towards the bottom there, from quality downwards, we have the policy and management information that tutors need to know about, including at the end their CPD requirements and information. Learner zone is for learners, and you can see there it's mainly the course categories, courses they could apply for to enroll on, plus at the very bottom some information, some pages around community learning champions, learner voice, safeguarding, equality and diversity, so policy and other information that would be useful to them. Staff zone, you can see from the subjects there, which in Moodle we call all of these courses, even though that's not quite what they are in the staff zone. These are where you'll find the policy documents, the forms you need to complete, and so on, to do with the categories as they're named here, including at the very bottom there information about tutor and staff's continuing professional development opportunities and requirements, and then links, which takes us to whatever links we wish to put down there that we think are relevant. At the moment we've got Gateshead Council website, the main one, and then we've got the Adult Learning Service pages within that Gateshead Council website, and advice guidance similarly, and then 2 search facilities for learners looking to enrol on a course or tutors looking to find other courses of interest to them. So, you can find a venue and you can find a course. There are different ways to find courses, which we'll talk about in a moment. The main page structure, as you will see then underneath the title bar, is 3 columns, a narrow one on the left, a narrow one on the right, and then a broad one in the middle, which is where the information, general information announcements are kept. You'll see in the middle also this carousel, which is another way to access the course categories. So as well as the drop-down menus in the zones menu on the menu bar just up there, you've also got this carousel, which is a bit more visually interesting. Underneath you will see, underneath each icon you will see a title, and you can go from right to left, you can go fast or slow and just clicking on one of those icons takes you to those courses within that course category. Underneath, some basic information that we would post for that is relevant and topical at the time, so that'll be updated regularly. Also links within the page to the interactive course directories, as well as the non-interactive PDF versions, and an enrolment portal which is to connect to the Aqua database, so people can enroll online as well, and that's being further developed. And then below that, some initial news items that give an example of what would appear in the central column. And underneath that you have the Moodle link, which takes you to moodle.org main site itself, which is not connected with Gateshead at all, but it's the international Moodle site with lots of self-help training videos and PowerPoints and forums for you to get to know how to make the virtual learning environments work for you. Our site is based on Moodle. On the left-hand column and the right-hand column you have what are called blocks. These have these black boxes with information links underneath. So we have links against general ones that people will see, which is again as a repeat of what's on the menu bar over here. Then you have what's called an RSS, which is a feed, which creates basically a web link to live information that's being sent out by various information and news providers. So we have BBC News currently, and we have the weather from the BBC, and we have Gateshead's own local authority information news feed as well. These are just examples of the sort of blocks we can have on the front page for the virtual learning environment to make it useful and attractive and friendly. Course categories takes you through to the various zones, as does the top menu bar we've just seen, and then we have an all courses category link which takes you to the complete list of all courses that are currently live or registered on the virtual learning environment. On the right hand side with the blocks we've got an accessibility block which allows you to change the settings if you have access needs. And this one at the bottom left takes you back to how we look now. It's called the default. We have a clock, which is quite useful, and then we have a main menu which is also the same as the central area here, and we have upcoming events, and we have a calendar. And the upcoming events on the calendar would change according to each course. So when someone enrolls on a course, they will get a version of this front page which has been personalized to that course. So dates of class lessons, dates of events, workshops, homework deadlines, that sort of thing would probably be the sort of thing that you would be seeing in the upcoming events and calendar, because they'll be relevant just to that course. But this page we're looking at now is the first home page, or front page as it's called, that you would visit if you were not logged in. So anybody can see this page, but there's a limit. It's securely password protected and identity protected to stop you going much further than what you can see there, other than one or two generic areas. So there you have it. There's our front page with its basic structure based on the Moodle platform. There will be further information screencasts such as this one, taking you through the various features and functions and how to use the virtual learning environment in your practice.